very disappointed to have not made another cup final. It provided us with some great moments last season, and so pretty devastated to have not managed to replicate that again. I think really we can only have ourselves to blame on that front. I thought on Saturday we were in a really strong game where we matched Streatham and played very well for 3 periods of hockey. The 3-2 loss really for me only came as a consequence of a poor penalty at the end of the game, which honestly don't think was a penalty probably on either side. I in fact thought we were going to have a power play in that situation. It wasn't the case, and subsequently they scored, and that swung the fixture in their favour on a 3-2 that night. But I think generally speaking, the boys played really well that day, and on even strength, we were up on the game 2-1, but 2 power play goals from Streatham, proved the small margins that make the difference in that game. So it was evenly contested. They obviously welcomed back a couple of players on the Sunday fixture, and we had 1 or 2 that couldn't fulfil that game, unfortunately, for working commitments. But we still had confidence that we could go to Streatham and get a result. And honestly speaking, conceding a goal such an early point of the game was disappointing, especially the manner of which we conceded it. We left a man wide open on the back post, and you can't do that against a team like them. Aside from that, the first period, I thought we had some good chances. We were unfortunate not to take those, and I think Milton in net played very well for them, as did Owen Ryder across both games for us. My biggest disappointment was the second period. We were really flat. We didn't play with any energy or intensity, and we gave far too much space to Streatham in the offensive zone in order to create chances. And when they got a couple, they took them very similar goals back to back. And so, at the end of the second period break, I was quite forceful in my opinion on how unhappy I was about that. And thankfully, there was a reaction. The boys did play well in the third. We managed to claw a couple of goals back to make it, I guess, a little uncomfortable to start with for them. Whilst they still had a 2-goal lead, that's the worst lead in hockey, isn't it? So we felt with a few minutes left to play, we might still be able to sneak a goal. And again, I don't know where the decision came from, but an icing call was waved off, and they scored off the back of that and kind of killed all the momentum that we had going into those final few minutes. So, like I said, an overwhelming feeling of disappointment. Of course, I'm happy that the boys put a huge shift in across the whole weekend. I couldn't fault their effort. It's just those small margins, like I said, that make the difference. So we now have to focus on 2 games back-to-back with Oxford this weekend coming. And, of course, after their result, I'm sure that they're going to be chomping at the bit to get back on the ice. So we'll have a different proposition to come up against. And, we look forward to getting back to our usual selves off the back of this weekend.